Hey everybody, welcome back to our story time. So, I'm taking a turn to tell our young little story. So, this month we're talking about different types of violences as a prelude to our 16 days of activism against women and child abuse, which is starting on the 25th of November. 16 days of activism, actively participating, talking about it, but we'll get to that. So, anyways, I thought it might be very good to at least tell you a story or to talk a bit about police. So, I recently had actually quite a pleasant experience with SAPS. So, the South African Police Services. So, before I get to the story, let me just give some background. Some of us, in terms of how we view violence and how we respond to it, is also related to our trust in our services to actually deliver the justice that we are looking for. So, for many victims, it isn't as easy as just reporting the case. You need to trust who you're reporting it to and trust that you are safe with what you're reporting and that something will actually be done. And I think for some people in society, it becomes very difficult. You don't trust the services that are provided or the services that are there and in place to actually protect you and to look out for you. And therefore, you just either take matters into your own hands or you just don't report things at all because you feel like you're going to be ridiculed or, you just don't trust the system. So maybe some encouragement. It's not necessarily about violence, but it is about robbery. So I was at work and I don't know who, and shame on you, whoever you are, decided to steal my phone. So it was on the counter and someone stole my phone. So fortunately for me, I was able to then track my phone. So I decided to go to the police station and show them, look, here's my phone. I can see it. It's beeping. It's still around town. So can you help me go look for it? So I got two answers. The first one, and I think this is some of our experiences when we approach the police services. The one response I got from the one, was it a constable or sergeant? I don't know, and I'm not going to guess, but it was someone in ranking, said to me, listen, go open a case first. Once you've opened the case, yes, we can see it's binging, then we can go to those premises. Because if anything happens, they need to at least have know that there's a search warrant, etc., etc. So I get it. There's administration, there's a path, there's a way to do it. But I'm like, I just need backup. It's beeping. It's here. This person is going to wipe it out. So can we just please kapa me to go? So that was the one response. But then the other colleagues were listening in. And I don't know, by God's grace, or I don't know, they were just keen. They were like, listen, Sissy, we can hear you saying you can see your phone. We can hear you saying it's beeping. Let's go get it. And I was like, okay. They were like, where's your car? We're going to hop in. So it was like a movie for me because now I have people accompanying me and taking me and just supporting my cause. And I don't know if it's bad or good, but I really was pleasantly surprised because we always get negative reviews about the South African Police Service and hear that, they just don't care or they don't show up. And I think the same applies even in the health sector. You go to clinics, you go to hospitals, we get a lot of flack. We get a lot of bad reviews that we take forever, we just don't care, we don't. And there is a lot of factors that lead to that. It is not necessarily that the personnel themselves want to do a sloppy or a bad job. So keep that in mind, just a side note. But yes, so then they're like, let's go get it. And they did. We went, we followed the tracker, and we found my phone. I was very grateful, very grateful. I was grateful for the service. I was grateful for the efficiency. I was grateful for, the initiative to do what ought to happen or what should be done and what I expect my police service, my civil servants who are there to assist me to do that work. So I was pleasantly surprised. And I think a large majority of us should try and continue to give public sectors a chance. And it's not to say that they aren't going to be disappointing at times, but to say they are channels and processes and things that need to be done in a way things are done. But you must not give up on the system because it's continuously failed you. You can always add to it. You can always encourage that it becomes improved. So that means you must file complaints. If the clinics are getting too full and people aren't being seen in time, complain. Write a report, complain, because those things get us moving from point A to B, because they don't want bad reviews. So complain about those things. And same applies even with me. I needed to follow the right procedure. I couldn't go there on my own. And who did I have? My only backup really was the police. I need the police to go with me. So I must engage with those channels. Let us not lose hope and trust in our public servants. And, go engage with them, push them, and really, want them to help us, because that's what they are there for. So don't lose heart. And even with moments and experiences, especially of violence, these are things that need to be documented. It can be tedious, traumatic administration that you ought to do, but these are things that are necessary to be archived. These are things that are necessary to be investigated, because you won't be the first nor the last victim of the situation. And we need to report these things. We need to not sit on them. We need to not lose heart, and we need to not allow ourselves to get carried away and take matters into our own hands. Let's try and push that we get the justice that we need through the accurate and adequate services that are there. So it's just an encouragement, and a little shout out to Mbombela or Nelspruit, SAPS. Thanks for getting my phone back. But yeah, overall, let's remember that, especially now as we start to march our way into the 16 days of activism against violence against women and children, that these channels are there. You must step up. You must go and report. You must go through that, you must go through the processes. And those processes are necessary. Please don't lose heart. Let's encourage each other. Let's use these systems and let these systems also improve themselves. Complain when you need to complain. Write a report. Don't get lazy to complain about it. And really, honestly, push them to do what they need to do. Sometimes you're fortunate and you find civil servants who are passionate and who want to give their all. But even if you find those who aren't passionate, they need to be called out. We need to report these things, and we need to move forward and make our government sector and services efficient, and they need to function and work for us because they are there for that. So don't give them a break. Yeah, don't give them a break. But yeah, I hope that was a cool story. Take care till next time.